welcome everyone to 15 Between with Dr. Yani. Dr. Yani, as I turn it over to you to briefly introduce yourself, if you can maybe just speak about, maybe just focus on the traditional side of your educational background just for now, and then we can get into everything else. So go
Yes,
ahead. If you,
absolutely. Hi, this is Dr. Yani. I'm a biological dentist in Fort Lauderdale. Been practicing dentistry for almost 20 years, and my practice uh, made a big change into the holistic aspect based on my personal medical needs and experience and changes in lifestyle. In the last 6 years, I I went into biological dentistry to find a lot of truth in how to offer a healthier alternative treatment for my patients, minimize exposure to toxins, and also minimize the impact. Dentistry can be very traumatic and toxic to patients because of the different materials, alloys, BPAs, fluoride. So that's something that in my practice we try to avoid. So that was it's my constant pursuit to learning, evolving, and educating also my patients in regards to that, and encourage them to do healthy lifestyle changes. So
okay.
yes,
Okay.
this is
And and so in terms of your educational background, because I think you have what, over 20 years of experience when it comes to dentistry. Is that
yeah, I graduated from dentistry in University of Sao Paulo, Brazil in 98. Then I came to the States after practicing in my hometown country in Bolivia. I'm actually from Bolivia. And in 2000, I came to the States and I did my residency in advanced education in general dentistry in North Miami. And then I went back to dental school in order to get my credentials, 3 more years. After that, I practiced in private practice, and in 2008, I bought my own practice, and I've been in Fort Lauderdale since, building my practice, educating people,
Mhm.
talking in public about the importance of health, oral health, the impact that it has in the body, how systemically it's correlated teeth with organs, with systems, and inflammatory conditions that are derived from infected oral situations too.
Okay. Well, one of the reasons why I wanted to sit down and talk to you about dental health is that I recently had a visit with my dentist, and it was back in July. My mom was actually visiting with me, so she came along. And one of the things that my dental hygienist said to me, it was my first time visiting the office. I was overwhelmed with the professionalism and the nature of care and what have you. And one of the things that she said to me when she was cleaning my teeth was that overwhelmed and just impressed in the way I had taken care of my teeth. Um, and when she said that it was like a bookcase experience, that kind of took me back a little bit because I know how much effort I've taken into uh, to my health in terms of talking about my own journey. And some people who may have been following me and watching the various videos that I've been putting out in regards to speaking with healthcare professionals are probably like, why are you talking to a dentist when it comes to my journey with fibroids and women's reproductive health? And I just want everyone to know that uh, when it comes to your overall health, it's not just um, your body. It also is a huge part of it comes from your oral health. So if you don't have your oral health intact, then you can't have your overall body intact when it comes to health. And anytime that you sacrifice the health of your teeth, you're risking the potential issues that you've just described a few minutes ago about toxicity and inflammation and the constant assault on your body when you're taking in inflammation, where inflammation leads to disease and so forth. So that's one of the reasons why I wanted to bring you on and talk to you and have you to share about your experience as a dentist when it comes to taking care of your teeth holistically. So one of the questions that I have here is that how does one become a holistic dentist, and what does it mean to say that you are a holistic dentist?
Oh, okay. That's a great question because holistic dentistry is not recognized by the American Dental Association as a former specialty, but
Mhm.
it's a growing field because of the need of a healthy alternative in our dental medical field. It's growing. More people are switching to that. How do you become one? It's with additional training. I'm a member of the Academy of International Oral Medicine and Toxicology, and I did additional studies on that. And I get my credentials and also my certification in Mercury. It's called SMART certificate, and Mercury safe removal, where we follow a strict protocol how to remove mercury without minimizing harm and toxicity to patients by using a rubber dam, using oxygen inhalation for patients' protection so they don't breathe in toxic vapors while the mercury is being removed, minimize the impact that the formation of nanoparticles of mercury when it's getting drilled out doesn't go into the GI tract or the respiratory system. So we use a special protection by using ionizer, special vacuums, like I mentioned, non-latex rubber dam. So because mercury can even penetrate through regular latex and can be ingested, can go through gum tissue, can go into the pulmonary system by inhalation of the particles. Mercury, once it crosses the cell membrane, becomes an organic compound. From inorganic metallic compound becomes an organic compound, which is very difficult to secrete, eliminate out of your body, which can create a lot of toxicity, especially in patients with genetic predisposition or more sensitive to chemicals and metal sensitivity. So there's tests. I mean, I work with functional doctors, patients that come to me, they're already, are in a healing uh, program, they're seeing their integrative functional doctor. So the second question, in order to cure people that are suffering from chronic inflammation, high levels of metal, is looking into their mouth, making sure that gum tissue is healthy, because gum tissue is a big factor too with formation of CRP, C-reactive proteins. There are very important proteins and markers of inflammation for cardiovascular disease, inflammation of the brain, degeneration of the brain like Parkinson, like an MS, like an Alzheimer, is correlated with chronic periodontal disease that not most, but some dentists don't take serious consideration when gums bleed or gums are sore and inflamed. That's an indication of high level of CRPs and inflammatory proteins that trigger a cascade of inflammatory events. Then your immune system is constantly activated, and inflammation will biohack your energy. It will require a lot of your natural antioxidant to fight it off. It will build a lot of oxidative stress, fermentation, and free radicals. So when you're fighting a chronic inflammation in your mouth, you're depleting from energy for other systems, other cells. Another aspect of dentistry is that we believe in the meridian fields of energy. So the teeth are connected to other parts of the body. And this is based on Chinese medicine and acupuncture, fields of energy, how toxins can travel and can block the energy from teeth to organs. So part of our determination of a healthy plan for patients is determine if there's teeth that can be potential source of inflammation to the body. So yes,
Okay.
I have a lot more training, education on the mercury, on how the immune system, how the body reacts, and we try to protect patients about that, educate them. Okay. I
Okay.
see you took the
Yeah. And you know what? I'm really
picture.
glad
It's
that
like
you
you brought it from the office.
I'm really glad that you brought up the Meridian chart. I actually got this from your Facebook page, and one of the things I also want to bring up too is that I found impressive when I was looking at your website here, um, and your IG page and your Facebook page is that the wealth of education that you share with so many others who come to visit and just want to learn. What can they do to uh, get to a better place in their life, especially when it comes to their dental health. And I kind of wanted to bring it back around to my focus, where where my part of my journey, as I had mentioned before, is dealing with fibroids, and I'm so glad that I've gotten past that journey, and I never want to get to that place ever again. But to talk about a woman's reproductive health, and one of the things that I'm looking at here is Incisor 24 and 25 that talks about the connection to the reproductive organs such as the uterus and the ovaries. Um, I don't want to spend a lot of time on this, but can you at least give us a little bit background as to what the Meridian Chart signifies when it comes to your teeth and your entire body or your overall body?
Well, I mean, we all are energy, and energy can flow in our organs as it can get blocked. Accumulation of toxins and inflammation will block this energy flow from that can connect teeth to organs. And acupuncturists use this for determination of origin and cause of a lot of potential inflammatory conditions in the body. I
Mm.
use it as a reference, especially when patients come to my practice and they mention about a chief complaint. I mean, just in the last couple of months, I had an interesting uh, two isolated case. Chief complained that the toe is constantly inflamed, the big toe and the foot.
Mhm.
Looking at the x-rays, we noticed that tooth number 19 is connected with big toe. And those two teeth that diagnosed in two different isolated patients, those teeth had severe bone loss and active abscess there.
Okay.
Uh, as soon as we remove those teeth by doing extraction, the inflammation on the toe goes away. I mean, I deal with conditions in my own mother where she had an infected root canal. It was tooth number 27. Her chief complaint of my mom was the degeneration of her hip. She was told she needed her hip replaced 2 years ago. When I look at her x-rays, we noticed that a root canal being done in tooth number 27 was severely infected. We removed the tooth, and not only the pain in her hip went away, but also generalized arthritis disappeared. These are, I mean, real cases that's going on. I also have to praise my patients when they do major life changes, from elimination of gluten, from going into a more plant-based diet, because
Mhm.
we're using also all that fermentation and formation of free radicals that can cause mutations of cells and increase inflammatory levels. So this is a major team approach, and I mean, it's a big life change from what you eat, what you put in your body, and what your body has, you know, dental conditions, a lot of patients can heal them. I do believe some cavities decay can be remineralized by proper nutrition, micronutrients uptake, and also supplementation with minerals. But also we have to determine pH, fermentation, and what you do on a regular basis. Because your teeth will reflect damage if you don't take care of them in distant organs, not just locally in your jaws or your gums, but they will connect with other organs as well, as the meridian field of energy shows on the chart. And I try to go unbiased. You know, I
Yeah, I
personally
got
I
you. Mhm.
see a lot of patients also diagnosed with breast cancer, and we have around 10 teeth connected to the breast tissue because
Mhm.
toxins from the jaw travel through lymphatics, and the first area where they affect is the breast area.
Yeah.
And in the past 2 years, I have, I think, 11 cases of uh, breast cancer in the same site where they had an infected root canal. It's an
Mm.
interesting relationship there.
Yeah,
We
it
want
is. Mhm.
people that are already aware of a healthy lifestyle